And good evening, everybody. I'm Blaine Singletary, and welcome to ARML Friday Night. I'm joined today by Tucker, also known as Ennui. Tucker, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty okay. It was pretty dramatic just getting here, but I'm glad that I'm settled in and ready to watch some what should be very exciting mahjong. We have a lot of very good players at this table.
Absolutely. It's A1 action tonight. It's been a pretty crazy week for me, too. Here in Oklahoma, it is tornado season right now. So, earlier this week, we were taking cover in the storm cellar, my cat and I. It was a pretty crazy night, but hopefully tonight, the only wins we see are the ones on the table. So, yeah, we are in A1 tonight. We've got Eric Ichiban. Sorry, Eric, Jeremy, Max, and Kaz at the table tonight.
The order in the order that they will be dealership. Eric will be our first dealer. Yoshi or Max will be the second dealer. Casey or Kaz will be the third dealer, and then the final dealer will be Jeremy, who is Ichiban in the starting in north seat.
I see, and we've got they're in various parts on the leaderboard here. Eric, our champion from the inaugural Beta League, is currently in second with 75.2. Just a little bit behind him is Jeremy, 44.5. Max down in ninth, just below par, 1.5 in the negative, and Kaz at 36.5. But it's they might be in different parts on the board, but we could see these really shake up. I think
Yeah.
they're still fairly close.
I mean, before the games that were broadcast on Monday, Max was at like negative 60 something. I mean, that the
Oh,
match that he made the big jump up the standings with was so electric that I literally fell out of my chair while broadcasting that game. If you haven't watched that VOD, that would be a fun one to do. But here we go. Things seem to be starting.
all right, here's the gong. Again, Eric starting as dealer, and the Dora is one so. Only seeing one of those up in the hand on the left.
Then one across the table as well, but
Oh, there we
Eric,
go.
just as good, has the double east here, the double tone, right off the bat.
Mm,
So I expect those to be called the moment an East gets discarded. Although Jeremy has a pair of Chun and very nice shapes in all of the suits other than Manzu. So Jeremy could very easily race Eric's speed here.
would be quite a jump start and momentum to get that double ton Anko there, or calling it even.
Since we don't
Right
see
for
any East
six.
yet, it very well could just come into hand. Ooh, Yoshi pulls in a third 9-peen.
Oh,
That makes that hand Ishanten a very nice Ishanten. Have
yes.
a pair, so that 8-peen really isn't doing anything at all in the hand currently.
Yeah, looking for some Sozu to finish that one out or get it to
Gee,
10 pi.
Well,
And a
I wonder
call.
if you draw the 7-peen, perhaps you toss the 5-6 shape and go for extra value with the Junchan.
Yeah, that would certainly be a strategy. Dropping the 8 pin there, picking up the one mon. I think maybe you're right. They are going for Junchan. Well, perhaps. Or something more outside hand.
Yeah, I feel like dropping the 8-peen in lieu of the 1-mon
gee.
is kind of hedging bets there. And
Right.
now we have two players open Atazuke. Eric has
Hmm.
called the 4-5-6 so is Ishan 10 and still needs the Easts, and Jeremy is similarly has called a 4-5-6
Mm-hmm.
and is also Ishan 10.
That's right. Oh, there's
Tone.
that East. We got double tone ready to go, and
Ooh,
Throne was called. Oh, I
oh,
guess
we
yeah, something quickly caught up there, but Flan wins the hand, moving to 329. And I had a
yeah
little bit of
we
a skip there.
yeah we must have been lagging for some reason, but it's okay. I often feel like I'm lagging whenever I deal into a concealed double East by dealer.
Yeah, but great start for Flan. And looking at this hand he's got now, we have three pairs already, or rather, that's three pairs already. I've had four. Doesn't look like he's going to go for Cheetoy.
With the double tone again, not really any reason to go for Cheetoy.
Exactly.
Really thinking about calling that East.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it drops the Dora. It doesn't really have a place in the hand, the Dora being 9 Manzu. It's got a much better spot, though, in Yoshi's hand right now with that 7-8-9 shape with a 7 on the side. Yeah, you're always thinking maybe get Ipeco from something like that.
Well, I mean, talking about Ipeco, Jeremy has a hand that could very easily be shifted towards Ipeco.
Oh,
As the
yes.
4-5-5-6-6 mon. I mean,
Mm.
that is another well, is that handy, Shanten? Yes, that is Tenpai.
It is now, and it's
on the 3
Tenpai.
mon. Yep.
Yeah.
Waiting on the 4 mon or 7 mon for Richi, and Pinfu. That's what it's called. I forgot it for a second. Richi,
Right.
Pinfu could get Ipeco winning on the 4 mon.
Now we see that there's only one 4-mon up in the hand across, 2 7s in the hand on the right. All the rest are in the wall. Do you wait for the 4-mon in this situation, or do you take the 7-mon if it comes out? I mean, it'd still be worth a good amount of points.
Yeah, in East 1, I'm definitely not turning down a win. Ooh, that's gonna hurt for Casey. They had a very good hand, a hand that you might have been able to fight with, perhaps getting some sort of Tanyao Pinfu, but just keeps drawing tiles that they deem dangerous and and actually kind of shifted towards a Sanshoku, but abandons that as well. It's just playing safe. It's not giving up, I don't think. Ooh, here's the chase, the 7.
But there it is. Doesn't get the Ipeco, but still walking out of here with 2 Han with that Richi Pinfu. And that will get them very close to the lead now. Only a few hundred points. Moving on to East 2. Yoshi is the dealer, and the Dora is 3 pin, and there is one in that hand. Not a lot else going on right now, though.
Yeah, this is the second hand in a row. Yoshi's just drawn a bunch of terminals and honors. Last hand was able to pull in all those souths, but as we saw, took rather long to get to Tenpai and ended up dealing in because of it.
Yeah. That 3-4-5 shape is easily the best thing about this hand right now. Could possibly turn Ipeco at some point. But looking around the table here...
And on the right, that's a very pretty hand.
Oh, we got Tenpai up top.
Shenpon waiting on the 3-mon and a 4-so. Richi only, Dora 1. I guess that's not only, but Richi, Dora 1.
Right. It's an early Richi, though, and that's going to really change the way this hand plays out.
I mean, I was kind of thinking that the hand on the right had the most advantage here, the ability to call the Haku, but it's just going to abandon the Haku and go for more of a Pinfu-like shape, using the Haku as safe tiles.
Mm-hmm. As Korak is saying in the chat, Richi Dora is nice, but would like to do a little bit more, but that's all they're going to need to win this hand. Oh, is that... Oh yeah, fully concealed. So there you go, Richi Sumo. Yep, that's nice.
Sumo counts as more, right?
Yeah, that is an extra Han. Need all the points you can. Moving on to East 3 now. KC is dealer. The Dora is 8, so has some space for it in this hand, perhaps, but otherwise some good shapes happening here. We got some pairs. Good presence of the Sozu. And good pairs over in the hand on the left as well.
Yeah, I think I like the hand across the table the best. I like the pair of Haku, and I like all of those really beautiful shapes around the middle that could very easily be filled out.
Absolutely.
Even holding on to the 6-so, which can accept the 8-so Dora.
Mm-hmm. Just call that dragon when it comes out, and just put your foot on the gas for that one. See, the dealer's moving closer now. A little bit.
And Jeremy's hand's kind of stuck. Jeremy's in that awkward situation where you have nice shapes in the middle and then a bunch of pairs on the outside. That 7-so really helps lean this towards an all hand. before it looked like maybe your only chance was Cheetoy, but once you draw that 7-so, now you can toss away one of your pairs and start to actually make something.
Now you can make some sequences, perhaps. And the Dora would have a nice place there as well. I only see one Dora at the moment over in Yoshi's hand, but that's a good draw there. That's a Peiko.
All right, so we are taking the headless Ishanten here.
Yes.
I mean, the best draw obviously would be drawing the Dora 8-so. That would give you... Ooh.
So there's the 3 Mon.
All simples. So we have Ipeiko, Dora... I mean, it would be Dora 2 on a win.
Dora Tonki wait here. No other 8s out there, as we mentioned, and draws it immediately.
Immediately sumos it.
Ooh, I mean, wow.
Same as Yoshi, I definitely would have gone Dama there, but if we could look into the future, that would have been a Hanuman on Richi and Patsu. But I feel like Dama is a pretty normal call there with the Dora Tonki. You don't really expect anybody to discard it otherwise.
And moves Yoshi pretty close to the lead. It's really down to Jeremy and Yoshi at the moment. It's only East 4, though. And the dealer's got a pretty decent hand right now. We got some good sequences forming up. One is finished in the Pinzu side. Got a pair of the 5s as well. You can really do all kinds of stuff with that. And of course, the Dora is the 7 Mon. We're seeing one of those in the hand across, which also looks great. We have a couple sequences just about finished there, and some other ones not far off. Draws the 9. That's going to help.
This is a hand where I wonder whether you call the Easts. But before that can happen, Casey here calls Richi waiting on Kanchan 6-Mon.
Which is the Dora indicator.
So Richi Dora 1, a 3-tile wait on the 6s. The only one we see is the Dora indicator, as you mentioned.
Oh, and there's one drawn by the dealer, but it's going to fit perfectly into this hand, so I don't think we see that coming out.
Unless it becomes Nakasuji.
That's true. We could be seeing maybe a Pinfu coming up. Possibly. It all depends on that edge weight there with that 8-9.
And once again, we see a player with a very good hand, this time Yoshi across the table, discarding their Yakuhai pair after a Richi to try and maintain their tempai, try and keep pushing for a hand without dealing into anything.
Good, dependable, safe tiles. That's what you're looking for with an early reach like this.
Yeah, that one had Yoshi thinking for a bit.
Yeah.
Ended up taking the 9-so, which was a no chance tile because we could see all 4 7s, so they formed a wall. Kabe
drops the north there. Meanwhile, we have a good hand forming up on the left. With a possible Peiko there with the 1, 2, 3 pin. Though that 3 could be used for a 3, 4, 5, and, well, no, there's that 6. Never mind, that'll work fine there.
And I think Jeremy is just fully folded at this point. Jeremy's hand is too far away to make anything of. It's just discarding immediately whatever Casey has discarded last.
Eric is pushing this one, though. That 6 is, well, that's the end of the hand. But KC will pick up that end of hand points there, 3,000. That'll move us on to South 1.
And we have, once again, dealers starting with a pair of Easts, although it's not double East anymore. But also double Dora.
That is true. 6-so is the Dora this round. And that could turn into a pretty high-value Cheetoy, but you'd probably want, well, there's 4 pairs now, so that's a possibility. I'm not going to say one way or the other. But speaking of pairs, over on the left, we also have 4 pairs as well. And
everybody right now is going to be racing Yoshi and Casey, whose hands have developed pretty quickly. Casey called the Souths, has the pair of Haku in hand, and other callable shapes. Calling the pair of Haku would get rid of their pair, which is unfortunate, but it would add value, while on the right, Yoshi just has nice stuff. Just kind of generally nice stuff hanging around. A possible 789 Sanshoku. AC now Ishanten with that chi.
Yeah,
Eric
KC is
Ishanten.
Casey's. Oh, there's the 3. That's gonna. Yeah, that's Tenpai now, I believe. Yes, looking for the 7,
It
and there it is.
immediately comes out of Jeremy's hand.
2,300 points. Not a bad way to get a little bit more momentum in this game, and hopefully start to come out of last place there. As it stands, still in last, but there's still plenty of game left to play here. Yoshi's the dealer now. The Dora is for so. Seeing a sequence already formed here with the 2-3-4 pin. Another good move there with the 3-4. It could be a Sanshoku, perhaps. The Manzu would need to have a little bit more cooperation there for that to happen, though.
It is always awkward to try and make a Sanshoku when your Ryokan doesn't line up with it. So, like, the 2-3-4 is kind of what we'd be thinking in our heads that the Sanshoku would be.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the 1-3-5, 3's right in the middle of all that. It's awkward to make that a 2-3-4. So you almost would rather shift the Pinzu into the 3-4-5.
Mm-hmm. KC, meanwhile, sadly dropping all 3 Wests. Now that wasn't the seat wind or anything like that, but that could have been some valuable hand boosting there.
Ooh, and look across the table. We now have a very good Ishanten for Jeremy.
Wow.
Has all completed shapes in the Sozu and is just waiting to complete the 6-7 Mon or the 6-7 Peen. If either of those gets completed with a 5, then Jeremy would have a shot at a 5-6-7 Sanshoku.
Very interesting.
There it is.
There's the 5, and there's the reach.
Ichi Pinfu Sanshoku on the 5 Mon, which immediately gets pulled into Yoshi's hand. Yoshi discarding the safe 4 Mon, though.
There's no 5s left, but there are 3 8s left on the wall. Still plenty of wall to go through here. I'd say this is a pretty good hand from Eric as well. Got some good pairs going on. Could do Ipeco with the 7-8-9s.
Eric likely ends up being safe. Both of those 5 Mon are being used. Well, this 7 Mon could mess things up if he decides to keep it. Okay, is discarding the 9 Peen.
Probably going for speed here, sensing that the hand might be coming to a close very quickly.
And the 9 Peen is also 1 chance. Eric can see 3 8 Peen. The 9 Peen's a little bit safer, a little bit more Mawashi.
There's the 3 Mon also complicating matters a little bit. I think he's going to try to incorporate that a little better.
Yeah, it looks like Eric is folding at this point. But around the table, we've got these Tuso discards from Casey. Casey's still Ishanten. Very nice Ishanten. Like, can draw anywhere into either of those Nobitan shapes or anywhere around the 6 Mon. I mean, it seems like almost every tile in the deck gets Casey to Tenpai, and that is one of them. You just have to discard the 4-So, which is Genbutsu. Discards the 7-So.
Oh, but there's the 8 Mon, and that'll be the hand there. Picking up 10,000 points. Very nicely done.
That feels so bad. Casey had such a great hand. Kept the Dora, discarded the Suji 7-So. It just ends up being that, even with the good weight, Yoshi had been waiting for a while. Or wait, no, Jeremy had been waiting for a while, sorry. And ended up just feeding the Ricci stick just right into him.
Our broadcast director, Nathan, pointing out 2 Uras to make that a Mongon. It kind of flashed by pretty quickly for us, but wow, that's going to give you a very commanding lead coming in the late game here. It's already South 3. KC is the dealer, and the Dora is for so. That's a pretty decent hand, though, to start racking up some points here as dealer, though.
Yeah, and this is a very easily openable hand. Casey thought for a second on the 6-0 discard, but didn't want to break up that shape. It's very weird. It's very awkward to call Pwn when you have tiles on both sides of the tile you would be calling. But Eric has the concealed Hatsu. Is Ishanten, just needs to fill in a Kanchan.
Look at that. Now there's 6s, 7s, and 8s. There's a lot of things you can do with that. That's a world of possibilities there in the
Oh
hand.
god.
And there's the 3-pin. It just keeps getting better.
Not another pin. I don't want to think too much. I
Well,
guess discarding the 6 pin is the easy way to think about this hand. Because then you'd have 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, and you're just waiting to complete on either the Manzu or the Sozu shape.
we have a similar thing happening over on the left in Jeremy's hand with the Manzu. A lot of opportunities can be done with that. Well, it might be more of an Itsu. Uh, Itsu of some sort. Looks like he's going to go for a Honitsu, perhaps.
I gotta admit, I got
Oh, there's the
incredibly
call, yes.
confused. Yeah, incredibly confused when you said on the left, and I looked at Yoshi's hand, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
no, I said the
Yoshi's
right.
got a
Oh, I meant to
Sozu."
say right. I'm sorry.
I was lost. Ooh,
Uh,
what do you do? Drawing the
uh,
6 pin here.
hmm,
Yeah, just
puts it
discard it.
right back. Yeah.
It doesn't really have a place. I mean, I guess you could lean towards some sort of Chinitsu and have a double pawn weight on the 3 pin and 6 pin, but I don't see that gets you anywhere.
Let's take a look at Eric's hand. He's got an Anko of the Hatsu, claimed a Dora in the 2-3-4 Chi, and is waiting on. Well, that's a step closer. Gonna find some way to resolve those Sozu and that couple of Manzu you got there.
Eric has been Ishan-10 basically the entire round and just has not gotten
Hmm.
basically any improvements. The 8-mon is kind of the best thing into his hand. Although Casey here now calling Chi on the Manzu and can win on the 4-so or 7-so.
Hmm. Yeah, that's 10 pi there.
It would be Tanyao only on the 7-so, but
the other players seem to be using that though. They're hanging on to those, or noticing that just they're pretty unsafe right now.
Yeah, the Dora is totally live,
Oh
so
yes.
it's going to be very hard for Jeremy to discard it. However, Eric getting into Tenpai finally on the 6-mon and 9-mon.
Hmm.
Eric was Ishan-10 for about 2 full rows, it seemed.
Unfortunately, by this point, you're seeing the 6-mon and the 9-mons all over the discard.
And there's the Sumo on the
Ah.
Dora Forso for Casey's. That is going to be a 2-Han 3,000 point hand.
Very nice. Continuing as dealer now with 264 or 26,400 points. Still lagging back there, but has plenty of momentum now to catch things back up. With this hand, though, it's looking a little iffy.
7 unique terminals and honors, which is not a fun place to start. Better than 8, I suppose. And that's kind of the best I can say. It
Yeah,
looks
that pair
like,
of eights.
ooh, across the table, Eric, another interesting hand, just drew an Anko of Forso. Has drawn a very useful 2-pin to go along with the 3-pin.
And has pairs of 8-so and 1-so. That could turn into something big pretty quickly. With also a pair of 3-mons. Oh, calls the 1-so. I think he might be going for all pongs, perhaps.
This has got to be a toy push.
Toy, yes.
Oh, it draws the 6-mon that had just been discarded, but that's okay. It made sense. Can't fault decisions that were good in the past just because of your draws.
Right. Meanwhile, Yoshi's hand on the left is looking to be getting to Ipeiko here with the Pinzu. Has some good shapes forming in the other suits as well, and those 2 souths are always a nice sight.
I mean, and on the right, Jeremy has another beautiful shape in Pinzu this time. The 2-3, 3-4-5, 6-7, and a 9. I mean, that can become Itsu. It can just be kind of a normal Pinfu hand if you draw in the 8-pin first.
You do have the door in it already. It's just a matter of how easily can you make that work with the rest of the hand. Which
holding on to a ooh, discards the 9. Yeah, sees. Okay, so Eric has this pawn of 1-so, and to Jeremy, that looks like it's probably a Yakuhai. But
I think he's going for the just a more general Tanyao, maybe closed Tanyao. But you've got other things there too. You can it calls the 5s, and so yeah, going for a Tanyao with Dora.
Eric leaving the potential of Khan has
Yoshi though. Yoshi's calling reach, looking for the 6-pin for Ipeco, or the 3-pin will complete this hand as well.
Ooh, but the 3-pin would be Ricci only, and that I don't think would be on a Ron. I don't think that'd be enough to get over 30K. There's 1,300 points in the middle. You'd get what, 1,300 points for the win, and that would leave you 700
Right.
points shy. I believe.
I think you're right. I think you're right, math teacher. Looking for the 6-pin though, and there's not a lot left in the wall for that, unfortunately. Well, there's one left. The rest are residing in hands and not super likely to come out. I'm not seeing them getting discarded.
Chi.
Casey calling the Chi there, opening the hand. The Ipeco won't count on an open hand, but probably just looking to get to Tenpai, which you get to right there doing that.
This is K10, just wanting to keep the dealership because nobody is above 30K right now other than Jeremy, and that 30K threshold is very, very important.
Absolutely. And we've got, well, they're all three under it. They're looking for ways they can get to there first, and then they're going to think of ways to get to that 40K where Ichiban is sitting right now. But it looks like we're going to play this down to the draw.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Oh, this can't be a draw. The game's going to end right here, one way or another. Either
That's
had
right.
to exit Tenpai and end the game that way, or deal in.
Yikes. That's a terrible way to go.
Oh, that was South 3. Oh,
No. I was just ending the hand. I thought that's what you meant.
Oh, I
Sorry.
totally thought we were in South 4. I'm going to be honest. I
It's
really
all good.
thought that was the end of it all.
It's all good, but this is all last. South 4. Ichiban, with the final dealership of this game, has a... We can make something with this hand. I think Jeremy can make something with this hand. What's that?
Has one of the Dora West. The only problem is Eric has 2 of them.
So, do you hang on to that? I mean, that's going to be even more reason to hang on to that, knowing it could complete somebody else.
And Nathaniel makes a good point. Even though it was not the final hand, Yoshi did still make it over 30K because it was Hote. One on the final discard. That was one extra Han.
There you go.
Which now Jeremy is going to be taking that into consideration. You don't want Yoshi to overtake you, but you'd also really like to push Yoshi underneath 30K. That would effectively add 5,000 points to your total, since you would get 20 Uma instead of 15.
Meanwhile, Casey trying to find a way after that setback to possibly get to 30K or at least get to third. That hand doesn't have a... Well, that could have formed some value.
Yeah,
I'm seeing some opportunity there.
He's holding on to the 3-mon for exactly that purpose. Would really like to make a 1-2-3 Sanshoku. We see that that's incredibly unlikely to happen with 3 of the 1-mon already being in people's hands, but I expect that is why that 3-mon is being held.
You gotta go for the long shots at this point. We got Ricci, though, with Eric. Looking like a...
5
waiting on just the 5-so.
This right here, this is belief. You know what? It makes sense. You've got 2 Dora, so the Ricci Dora 2 is what you need. But the 5-so is such an ugly weight. You don't have anything even close to a Suji trap setup.
Right. And as we can see right now, the 5-sos are all pretty well locked up in hands at the moment.
Ooh, that's Tenpai for Yoshi. Does Yoshi chase? Oh, Yoshi does not. Thinks the 9-mon too dangerous. Discards the pair of Norths.
Interesting there. But you're already above 30K. You just kind of want to coast there at this moment. Not really seeing a way to get to the leader at this point. Unless you direct hit with maybe 4 Han, but...
It's also worth noting that Yoshi would have been Furiton.
That's true, yes.
On the Ricci. Now we
but now we're Tenpai.
But this is K10, once again.
Right. K10, but 3 And it would have been that to finish it, but sadly not.
Yeah, Yoshi basically has to stay Tenpai here. You can't drop below 30k. That would be a 5,000 point hit.
Absolutely. And only 8 tiles left. You're just trying to find a way to end
Exited
gracefully.
Tenpai. 4 and the 7 looked too dangerous to Yoshi. Exits Tenpai. That could have some pretty real consequences.
Yeah, we're about to see those happen right now.
Yoshi's only going to have one more chance to get back to Tenpai. Jeremy certainly isn't going to be Tenpai. So this is going to be the last round of the game for sure. There's the final 5-so.
Jeremy's whole plan just to finish this out in the lead.
Yoshi can still accept Tenpai if Yoshi discards the 4-so or 7-so, and he does!
And does! Staying above that 30k threshold, finishing out with a 7.1. Yoshi does. But this is Jeremy's game, 24.5. Wow. What a finish there. It might not have gotten you the win, but that's a huge difference in your UMA score there. Fonzo finishing third, 8.6, with Casey rounding out the end with 23 points down, but still a very hard-fought match. Pretty close, too, all things considered. Still a close match.
Very, very rarely is an exhaustive draw that tense. I mean, Yoshi had decided the 4-so and 7-so were too dangerous, and so discarded the safer Pinzu tiles. But then when it came to the final draw, just had to push for it, had to stay above 30k, and definitely reaped benefits there.
When the wall hands you that opportunity, you kind of got to go for it. You know, that's 7 points, as Korak pointed out in the chat. And already this is having implications to that leaderboard. Jeremy and Eric now less than 2 points apart. It's incredible. And that could change here in this next game that's about to happen, I believe.
It should be starting any second now.
That's right. All right. Yeah, any second. You're right. Max moving a little bit above par, 5.6. And Kaz down 59.5.
And a little side note here. So the player in 14th, Jonathan, is a fill-in. Someone had to take a hiatus for personal reasons from A1, which is allowed for one session in the ARML since, we have lives. This isn't exactly a pro-organization, though we are trying to get better. So that 12th spot isn't actually safe as all of the other standings lists would make it seem. Since Jonathan is currently in the bottom 4, the person in 12th, who is currently Dustin, if everything were to end right now, would have to drop down to A2.
Right. Yeah, that is important to mention. But we'll see how that keeps changing here as the ARML rolls on to Game 2 of this A1 group. Ichiban is the first dealer here, and the Dora is 9-pin. Yeah, this is a good hand for dealer, though. Very nice hand.
This hand is such a cheat hand. Drawing the 6-so would just be absolutely outrageous here. The 4-so,
but the 4 is going to be... That's still enough to get you to Tenpai. He's looking now for the 3 or that 6-so. 6-so's... Yes, for Ricci. And...
Pinfu.
Yeah, it would be Pinfu. And... that would be whatever waits ahead of you on the Uras. Now, as far as the 6-so, they're already pretty locked up in hands at the moment. In Yoshi's hand and in Casey's hand. There's still one left there. The 3's nowhere to be found. We'll see where those come out.
And this is where I'm really impressed by the immediacy of the plays in A1. I definitely would have hovered over that decision, like wanting to upgrade to the 5-6-7 Sanshoku.
Oh, me too.
Rewarded with the sumo, though. So
very nice.
Ricci Pinfu sumo, a nice little collection to move on to East 1, Repeat 1.
Absolutely. A great lead to start with, and you get to keep it on as dealer. The Dora is the Red Dragon. And
The
there's two of
tune.
them up there in Eric's hand.
Eric doesn't even need to win on the tune because he's already called the Haku. And he's got a
Wow.
pair of sixes. I mean, this become Haku, Chun, Dora 2, Toy Toy. Like, this could become a Hanuman pretty quickly, according to what he draws into his hand.
That is an epic hand right out the gate.
But, I mean,
Meanwhile,
Casey also has a
yes.
brilliant hand on the left.
That's going to be Shinitsu. If it keeps going, if the wall keeps cooperating with you, of course. A good shape, though, in the Pinzu over on Yoshi's hand, though, with 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's a call. One
Decision
step
point.
closer.
Okay, Eric taking the higher efficiency hands, not forcing the Toy. The 3-so and the 6-mon, not exactly spectacular tiles for the Toy. And then,
is rewarded for it. Oh, but it then is punished for that move. Oh, no.
Oh, so Eric slides his hand towards the more efficient weight, then ends up getting the chi and immediately dealing in for that exact reason into Yoshi's Richi.
Sometimes the best of intentions.
It wasn't worth too much, but that still hurts. Now you're going to be fighting from just a little bit behind.
And Yoshi pulling into a very close second place. Win this East 2 hand now. The Dora is 3-pin, and this hand is forming up to be another pretty good value as well. Got an Ipeko just about ready to go there. Some
as
other
long
pairs
as you don't
hanging out.
call the tune, which it feels like the tune would be a pretty natural call here. Although the hand is very efficient.
And there's the call. Just put your foot on the gas.
We are now Ishanten.
Especially with only being 1,000 points behind the leader. That's just one Han. Even, that can get you there in a second. Yeah, but meanwhile, some good Manzu shapes forming up over on Eric's hand. I think he's going for an Itsu of some sort, though those Pinzu and Sozu shapes could be turned into something in a pinch. Or so.
That shape for Eric is so fascinating because even though you have the Anko of 9-mon, you do really want to use it as a 7-8-9. That's where you're going to get the most value. You can get Richi, you can get Tenfu, you can get Itsu.
Yeah, now he's just looking for that 4-mon. That would really put in some confidence. 1-mon would be a great addition too. Really, you'd want both of them.
We could discard the 1-pin and 3-pin. Yoshi did call the tune, but is now kind of a little stuck in Ishanten.
Yeah, Ishanten hell there for sure. Not just not getting the tiles. I mean, you're seeing it right there. 4 sumo giris in a row, then dropping the 2-pin. I guess picking up that east there just for something. But as you can see, it's a good safe tile.
Now
you want to drop it. Now we got commentator's curse, everybody.
2-mon and 5-mon are going to be what gets Yoshi the win here. Ooh, and then we have a Richi waiting on 5-mon and 8-mon for Casey. That is Richi Dora 2.
5-mon, 8-mon, pretty well locked up in Jeremy's hand, though. Looks like some part of a pretty good-looking Manzu shape there.
I mean, this could be trouble for... Yeah, Yoshi had to make a decision there. They could have theoretically discarded the 5-pin. I don't know why that would have been chosen. Or not 5-pin, 5-mon. Ended up choosing the 4-mon. Would have been Tenpai either way.
5-mon would have been Suji to the reach across the table.
It's not quite Suji.
Not quite. That's right. You got the other side to worry about.
Yeah, you can still win on the 5-8, so that it doesn't quite work out, but... Ooh, now what does Eric do?
Puts down the 7-mon.
Which was Suji to the 4-mon that Yoshi pushed. So
we're almost to the end of the hand now. And there's the 2-mon.
Which deals into Yoshi. It was
Shun
entirely
only.
safe to Casey.
Mhm. Luckily, though, not a huge loss there. But Yoshi's loving it. We're continuing this hand. We're continuing the round, rather, East 2. And this is another good hand to continue again with. Look at this. A sequence of 1, 2, 3, the 5 Anko, and wow. I think that's just about Ryan Shanten, I believe.
Yes, that is Tu Shanten.
Tu Shanten, yes.
Yeah, Ryan Shanten is the fancy name.
That's what the name they want you to use in the Mahjong parlors, but now it's Ishanten. Never mind all that.
Ooh.
Picking up a Anko of the 5s. The Dora is 1, so that will be Dora 1 with Ricci, I guess.
Jeremy on the left, meanwhile, has been trying to build a Sanshoku. Isn't quite drawing the right tiles for it. Is Ishanten, though.
You've got that completed in the Manzu, but you're just missing the 2. Or sorry, oh, never mind. Reaching on.
The 2 anymore.
There you go. Looking for that one. Oh, not looking for that one.
That one.
That's the one. Right? Yeah.
So that's going to be Ricci, Apatsu, Pinfu, Uro 1.
Oh, that's a Mangan.
So now Jeremy taking another early lead.
And a commanding one at that, getting the 40k. I mean, 30k is where you start in the positive, 40k is where you get into intimidation zone, is what I like to call it. Speaking of intimidating, though, Eric's hand, look at this. We got lots of pairs, even got a sequence if you want to go that way. There's a lot you can do with this and really ratchet it up for a quick win as dealer.
And Eric could really use the momentum right now. I mean, Eric, if you're Eric, you might even be dreaming of drawing in 2 of the Dora 5 Mon, making a Peiko out of the 4, 5, 6. And that'd be a real quick way to earn your money back.
Absolutely.
Got Casey on the right, though, forcing a 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku. He's holding on to the Haku to keep the possibility of Yakuhai alive. Eric, though, is a very adept opener of hands. Sees the 1, 2, 3 opening, is perhaps assuming an Atazuke, and is going to fight this, is going to race. Needs the wins, needs the repeats.
Perfect opportunity. Just race this thing to the finish line.
A nice aggressive move. The Haku just came out from Jeremy, so Eric, of course, is not going to feel bad discarding that either.
Yeah. KC hanging on to it at the moment. Good safe tile if you need it.
2 are already gone. I imagine it is a safe tile for KC. It's going to be hard to push this once dealer really starts making something of his hand.
But just needs some 3s to finish out that Sanshoku. Meanwhile, over on Yoshi's hand.
Also Ishanten.
Yes. That won't quite help there.
A lot of awkward movements here. Yoshi just not getting the right tiles. Eric drew in a 6-0. So Eric basically just traded out the 2-4-6 Ryoncon for the 2 in Manzu for the 2-4-6 Ryoncon and so just kind of like slowly shifting as tiles got drawn, which is pretty funny. Perhaps not to Eric. Eric would really like this hand to get to Tenpai.
And you're running out of time to do that now with only 12 tiles left, but there's a Tenpai.
Yoshi miraculously the first person to Tenpai.
Yes, 5-so, 8-so will finish this off in the nick of time. 5-sos are all out and pretty well locked up in hands, except maybe for Jeremy's. Plenty of 8-sos left, though, and with not much wall left, you gotta wonder. Oh, there's an 8-so there.
This is Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 1, all simples. Little Tanyao, so this is a Mangan.
Casey thinking long and hard about that, looking like just folding with that 1 pin, not going to fight this one anymore.
It kind of has to. Then you draw the 3 pin, which is just mocking you, but
this has been a rough hand for everybody.
Yeah, there was no point. Eric was able to finagle into a Tenpai. So is going to keep the dealership, which was desperately needed, and now is going to have a shot at stealing that Ricci stick, which is also desperately needed.
Yeah, there's a lot in the pot. Well, not a whole lot, but enough to really fight for. It's East 3, repeat 1. The Dora is the 1 Manzu, and that is one of the tiles in the dealer's hand right now, and it's looking very good all around it with those sequences of the 1, 2,
Ooh.
3.
And drawing in the 3-peen, right as you were talking about how nice everything looked.
Yeah, now it just looks all the nicer. Meanwhile, Jeremy calling the Easts very early up there. And his hand, well, needs it. It's a little bit slower than what we're seeing, but there's some good shapes forming up. But
Oh,
that
that's
6 is going to help.
There's one 301 problem that in that what would you do 301 book that talks about, hey, when two tiles are 4 apart, imagine drawing in the middle tile and then you have a Ryoncon. Isn't that nice? You should think about that more. And ever since, I think I've kind of just habitually held on to anytime I have 2 tiles that are 4 apart, like that 4-peen and 8-peen, I always hold on to them. It's kind of become a superstition. It seems like they always complete. There it is.
And there it is. Points to that book. I might have to check that out sometime. We got calls happening all over the place. Casey picking up a 8 poem there. Oh, but there's the 8-mon.
It doesn't actually deal in. That is Yakulis for Casey. Casey is pushing for the Chinitsu, so is ditching that 7-9 Manzu shape.
Right.
Now we have an amazing headless Ishanten for Eric.
Yes, we're seeing that right now. 6, so draw. That's not going to help it, but you need the 1 or the 4 to get that a step closer, or the 4 or the 7 of Manzu to get that going. Meanwhile, Chinitsu is progressing nicely for Casey. Oh, but there's Tenpai for Eric.
Hitting on the 1-peen or 4-peen, which immediately comes out of Casey's hand. Casey was Tenpai for the Chinitsu, waiting for the 5-so and 8-so, which they had already pawned. Oh, and that's so tragic. You had such an incredible hand. You had an instant Mangon, but you dealt right into a dealer Apatsu, and you lose 12,000 points instead of a possible gain of 12,000 points. That's incredibly sad. And Eric now in much, much better position.
Yes, absolutely. Can very easily take the 30k threshold at this moment. And with this hand, it could certainly happen. It's just about formed. We got a good sequence in the Manzu. A lot of closed weights and edge weights, which are going to be a little bit difficult to navigate, but well, if he could form that last hand, he can probably form this one back up just as well.
And I mean, this is why Eric was pushing so hard to get Tenpai on that last hand. To have this opportunity from 2 hands ago, push for Tenpai, which awarded him the opportunity to make the hand he made last round, to catch back up, completely flip the tables, and now has another shot again to perhaps even keep climbing.
Yeah, but look at Jeremy's hand right now. Crazy shapes happening with the Pinzu at the moment. Could turn that into a Chinitsu, perhaps. Of course, the Dora being 1 pin, doesn't have any of those in there yet, but has just about every other Pinzu you can think of.
And there's the 4. It could still go for Tanyao here.
But we are Tenpai with 7 pairs over on Casey's hand, looking for that 4-so, which would have to come out of Jeremy's hand.
I would assume that Casey's waiting around for a better weight here.
Right. Don't know whether calling Ricci.
Yeah, people are kind of all over the place. Well, it doesn't matter. If you just draw it, don't really need to do anything else.
And now you can throw that right in Flonzo's face, stopping him right there at the edge of 30k, and pushing him back a little bit as you take the dealership now in East 4. The Dora is 6-pin. You got one of those in the dealer's hand right now.
Oh, yeah.
Along with some very nice shapes, could be a very quick hand to get out the door.
This could very easily become a 4-5-6 on Shoku as well. This could be an incredibly valuable hand.
Not just speedy. It's got some heft to it for sure. But look at these
pairs
pairs.
Around the table are insane.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, just looking at Eric's there, you got Easts, you got 7, you got 8-pin, you got 7-mon. That's not another pair, but that's a sequence, should you decide to go that route.
And there's also 4 pairs in Jeremy's hand. Jeremy was dealt the 9 peen, the 1 so, the 8 so, and the tune.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, across, Yoshi's already got the pawn of the Anko of Souths, not the dealer, not the seat rather, but that could be definitely used to push something through here. And in that position too, you just need a little bit to catch up with the leader. And again, still plenty of game to play here. Casey almost thinking about calling that Forso, but that would open up the hand and you'd lose that benefit of the Ipeco. Still plenty of chances to draw that in yourself.
I do wonder, though, now that Jeremy has palmed the 8 so, whether Casey would open this hand. Especially if it still involved that 4-5-6 on Choku, since you might feel like you need to race Jeremy a little bit to get there.
Right. There's still that awkward 3-4-6 Pinzu. Whoa, there's the 2, though. Do you toss the door at this point?
Might toss a 6-mon or a 3-mon, either one, yeah.
There you go. That's a good point. Much less awkward shape there, but look at Flonzo now, picking up an Anko of the East. That's the round win. That's some points. There goes the Dora, though, from Casey.
Yeah, Casey taking the Damaten Tenpai, waiting on the 2-mon or 5-mon for Riichi Tanyao Pinfu.
We also got Tenpai over on Jeremy's hand, and he's going to throw it right out, though.
I mean, that was tune only, so it was not a dangerous hand, but when you're so far behind like Casey is and you had such a great hand, you really want to be able to capitalize on that.
And capitalize he did and moves into the lead in South 1 with 41,000 points. And now that we're in South 1, the Dora is 6-mon. Has space for it, perhaps, in this hand. Otherwise, though, looking great with some good sequences forming up. Actually, not anything completed yet, but you've got plenty of opportunities.
Yoshi taking the early Hatsu call, wanting to push things past Jeremy's dealership.
It's got an Anko of the 7 Manzu and a good sequence of 4, 5, 6 in the Pinzu.
I would like to point out that the 2 so and 6 so were 4 apart, and Yoshi did in fact draw the 4 so into the middle of it. Just saying.
I was about to mention that. And I know you'd point that out. We'll see how that resolves itself for sure.
Has an incredible Ishanten.
Casey picking up the Souths. That'll be worth a good Han there. Might even be able to swing that. Well, I was going to say swing it into Honitsu, but looks like they're going to try to use something with the Pinzu there instead.
Pretty awkward headless Ishanten for Casey there. Really, you want your headless Ishanten to be a couple of Ryanman shapes. Ooh, so
you got Tenpai.
So Yoshi was already Tenpai waiting on the 5 so. Yoshi taking a slightly better Tenpai by pawning the 2 so, discarding the 6 so, and is now waiting on the 4 so, doing a little bit of tomfoolery here.
Interesting.
Trying and coax that weight out. But here,
we got Riichi over across there. Looks like a
6 so, 9 so weight.
Yeah, 6 so, 9 so. Already seeing a lot of those in the discards, but otherwise nothing in the hands right now, so there's plenty left in that 26-tile wall to go.
Yoshi was really thinking about calling Chi on that 3-peen and then dropping a 7-mon. Would have been a slightly better Tenpai, more sideways movements.
Otherwise, still waiting on that. Oh, but it's over.
Riichi, Sumo, Dora 1, any Ura? No Ura. So 5,000 for Eric, which does bring him over 30k.
Yep, and putting him nicely in for a hopefully better turn as dealer coming up after this one, though. It's South 2, Yoshi's deal now. Looking at the 3-mon as the door at the moment. That could fit nicely into this hand right here. Take a look at this. Just a few sequences forming up. Got some missing tiles in there, but picks up a 2-pin Anko. Also, the tunes were just called over on Jeremy's hand. Got some sequences there. That could be a very quick hand to just push this game into the end. Right into South 3 and South 4 beyond.
We'll need to find a pair, which you usually expect to pick those up along the way. Eric, though, has a pair in hand, so that is a
Oh,
true
there's your
Ishan.
pair right there, perhaps.
Yep,
Oh,
gets
maybe.
it.
Sorry, go on.
I was just agreeing with you. Yoshi
Oh,
has
okay.
called for Tanya now, though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And that's going to be... Ooh, now, so we have another headless Ishanten.
You're just hoping you get a pair out of one of those Manzu. Of course, now we are Tenpai over on the left with that call of 3-4-5 Pinzu. And they're looking now for that 7-mon, which it's all pretty well locked up at this moment.
I mean, Eric is hoarding a vast majority of them. Yoshi now Tenpai waiting on the 5-mon or 8-mon.
Looking at that 2.
We got 4-so, 7-so wait for Eric. Ooh, Jeremy bailing on that 1-peen.
Yeah. We're also... go on.
Drew the 3-mon and judged the 3-mon to be too dangerous to get rid of. He's now Tenpai again. Drew,
yeah, waiting on the 7-mon once again. Little does he know, it's probably not coming out. I guess unless Yoshi draws the 6-mon, but I don't know. The 7-mon's not looking safe this late into the game. Well, there's the 5-mon.
Eric abandoning Tenpai.
Sorry, Yoshi's Tenpai as well. I don't know why I didn't see that. Waiting on the 5 and the 8-mon there. There's a lot of dangerous tiles out there, and they're all Manzu at the moment. Just about.
Yoshi abandoning Tenpai again. We just have all these players just keep on kind of doing a little waltz around Tenpai. Yeah. Like, oh, I'll be Tenpai. Oh, no, this tile's a little bit too dangerous. Oh, no, I think I can get into Tenpai again. And maybe not. Like, and there's the 8-mon. Like, and because they're doing this, they're kind of missing opportunities to win off of each other.
I know, and it's the amount of backfires this hand, just in these last few turns.
Well, there's another one. So, I mean, Eric discarded what would have been Yoshi's winning tile. Jeremy discarded what would have been Eric's winning tile. Like, I don't blame them. This is all spectacular defensive play. This is incredible to see. But
unfortunately, we're getting down to the end here. And, well, that could... pick up that 5-mon. That's now a 3-sided weight for a 10, but that doesn't matter. You're at least going to cross the finish line still in Tenpai.
Well, according to what you draw here, an 8-mon won't deal in because of the 10.
Still calls the chi.
Discarding a safer 2-peen.
Okay. That's one way to do it.
Forcing Eric to have the dangerous final discard of this hand.
But he'll drop out of Tenpai there with Yoshi picking up 1,500 points and staying dealer with another jaunt ahead here. Not making any ground towards catching the leader here, but has another chance right now. And here it goes. With the 4-pin now is the Dora. And this is a much more difficult hand to turn into a winner.
Ooh, Eric has the concealed double easts.
Oh, wow. Wait, you mean the souths?
Yeah, those aren't east, they're souths. It's double something. Hey, thank you.
Double non. It's okay. We're looking out for each other here. But yeah, the rest of that hand, though, is looking very nice. That's Ishanten. Oh, wait. That's Tenpai. Never mind. Looking for the 5-pin to finish things out very early here and really throw a wrench in Yoshi's plan to catch up with the leader. Oh, calls the 4-pin,
this is
though.
dirty. Oh, pawns the 4-pin and then discards the 6-pin to wait on the 4-pin.
Oh my gosh.
A pawn of Dora and has a 2-sided wait that includes the 4-pin Dora and the 1-pin.
Oh, this is a game breaker right here, and there's still plenty of wall to get through. That 4-pin is nowhere to be found at the moment. Oh, wow.
It would not currently integrate into anybody's hand but Yoshi's, and if Yoshi drew the 4-pin, would have to discard the 1-pin to keep it.
It's a gutsy move. I mean, I guess when you're sitting just above the 30K threshold, you're in third. I guess you see a great opportunity to smash into the lead.
I mean, but it's such a great weight. It's just so sneaky, so tricky. Here's an Ishan or a Tenpai. Yoshi
Oh,
does
yeah.
not take it.
Go.
Yoshi denies the Tenpai, does not want to be waiting
Oh,
on
but there's the
there
4
it is!
pin!
The final 4 pin came out and Eric wins on it.
Oh, and it hits off of Casey. That's going to put them down to 1,600 points. Going into South 3, that's gotta hurt. Whew.
And that's just absolutely brutal.
On we go with Eric getting a Hanemon there to get us get right into the lead. That gambit worked for sure, and this might just work out too. It's got 2 easts at the moment. The door is 5 pin. He's got one of those too, and otherwise, some good stuff happening there. That could turn into a winner pretty quick. We got a lot of dragons over on Casey's hand, though. White and the green calls that white pawn right away. Could call the green and start. Yeah, there it is, the green, and now everybody's going to start getting a little tune shy.
I was about to say, let's see what Yoshi does. It'd be funny to see. I'd have the instinct, if I were Yoshi, to immediately toss out the tune. Either force them to have it right now, or if you hold on to it, it feels like you're never allowed to let go of it.
Exactly. That's just, it's a very difficult situation. Meanwhile, though, they are Tenpai. Casey is Tenpai on 3-so and 2-mon. 2-mon's kind of floating out there. Oh, but here's the 3-so, and there it goes.
And there's the Mongon.
Instant Mongon very quickly. Casey getting some fold-in money here to get back into this thing. South 4 sitting at less than 10,000 points, but has the shot now with Dealer to make an epic comeback. With this hand, though, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, I would say.
It's at the very least, you need to get Jeremy underneath 30K.
Right. That would help things out at least a little bit in your case, I'd imagine.
I'm being lambasted in the chat for saying that I would cut the tune immediately. I just play probability too much. The chances that they were able to pawn those two and were also able to pawn the tune, it's like, well, that's such a little chance that I'd really rather nip it in the bud now. That's why they're good players and I'm crap. So I would listen to both Navitas and Korak in the chat there.
Speaking of tunes, though, take a look at the hand across. Yoshi's picking up Honitsu already there. Pretty much out the gate, had it ready to go, calls those tunes, now waiting on the east end to guide that thing back into the station and take a very juicy second, possibly even first, depending on how you hit that.
Yeah, I mean, Honitsu, Dora 1, and Chun.
Oh, yeah, no, that would catch, yeah.
So right now, we have a 258 weight, I believe. Oh, no, it's would the 2 win? Yeah. We have a 258 weight, so a win on the 2-mon would be the Mongon Yoshi needs to take first. Could also just sumo anything, or could direct hit Eric, of course.
And plenty of tiles left in the wall to complete that pretty dangerous hand to really cause an upset here at the very end of the match. The 2 5-mons sitting in Ichiban's hand, sitting pretty, especially now with those 4 pairs coming up.
Yoshi had a chance to switch a weight there. Could have kept the 3 easts to guarantee the Mongon, but decides to keep the 258 weight.
But now we're Tenpai with Casey looking on the 2-so, 5-so. 2-so's drawn. Yeah, I wouldn't drop that either. Especially with the north, and maybe you can make something with it. Who knows? Eric's got to be thinking, how do I just finish this off? Oh, but there's the 5. Casey lives on in this game, picking up 7,000 points. Moving to 15,600. And South 4 rolls on. The Dora is 7-mons, got one of that in the hand, and this is looking a much better starting point. for Casey as dealer.
This is looking like a 789 Sanshoku all the way. And we see
Yeah.
might even be pushing for a 789 Sanshoku and Junchan
Mm-hmm.
with that discard of the 5-so.
With a sweet little Dora on top of that Sunday of a good hand.
Discarding the 5 mana as well, so this might be giving away the game. By giving away the game, I mean just showing their hand. People might start to suspect that this is some sort of outside hand with all these middle tile discards, although that first north discard will tease things a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Pretty decent hands all around, really. Jeremy's got some shapes forming up, some sequences, some pairs. Got a couple tune in there as well. Doesn't call on the third one just coming out from Yoshi's hand, though. Looking to keep this concealed. Might be going for Cheetoy's still pretty far off. Meanwhile, the dealer is trying to inch closer for that Ishan 10 with the Sanshoku.
If you draw the 6-0, do you insta-reachy?
The 6-0? Because you'd get rid of half of your things there, but yeah, you would need just something. You just need something to win as dealer to keep this game going. It's all a matter of, do you want to take the small step or the big step? No one's made any calls yet, so he might be thinking he's got a little more time here.
There's still one more Haku and one more Chun.
Right.
For Jeremy and for Yoshi. Could call the 1-so here, but that would be Otozuke. And does.
Oh, it does.
I mean, this is Junchan, because it can only win on the 9-so, so this is Junchan for Tuhan, 1 Dora, then Sanshoku. So this is an open dealer Mangan. A very strange one at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but the team's going to deal into Yoshi, who just got Tempai.
Wow. And
I almost wonder
capitalize on it.
I wonder if that was Sasha Komi from Eric, if that was a purposeful deal-in to avoid a potentially dangerous hand from Casey.
Interesting there. I mean, is able to stay above 30k. Everyone is, except for Casey, unfortunately. Flonzo, though, taking home 24 points. Yoshi taking in 9, almost 10 points. Ichiban scraping away with half a point there. And Casey losing 34. The leaderboards have updated. And now Eric is moved into second with some more separation between himself and Jeremy. Max moving further above par with 15.3. And Kaz falling further down with the 93.9 below the par there. I say par, I'm thinking of golf here, but you know what I mean. 93 below, I guess, 0. But man, what a match that was. Some crazy moments there. Stayed pretty close, except for Casey, except till the very end there when Casey dealt in to that one pretty dastardly hand from Flan.
Yeah, that was, just the reversal there. Eric was the one who was deep in last place very, very early and just totally reversed things and climbed out, made a lot of their dealership. We saw from everybody here, including Casey, just absolutely beautiful mahjong. This was a very high technical style game that they just played, and they executed a lot of great mawashi, which is something we've talked about a lot on these A1 broadcasts.
A1, these are the best of the best in the league, so if you come to see technical mahjong, this is where you see it at. Now, we do have more matches for you coming up. The next one's starting a little bit later from now, about 50 minutes from now, but we'll take a break, and we'll be back with some more action from, I believe it's the B1 division? Don't have my schedule up here, sadly.
All I can think about are the games that we just watched. All other information has leaked out of my brain.
Right. After watching something like that, it's just incredible. Just what a show here.
We will be back in about 45 minutes though, so see y'all in just a little bit.
Yeah. Don't go too far, but definitely stick around for some more action. And yes, it will be in the B2 pool. We've got a match between Austin, Alina, Joe, and Patrick. And that'll be coming to you at about the top of the hour, so, or a little bit past the top of the hour, I should say, with the Tenho delay. But stick around. We'll be back with more later on.